So, for many people, a guitar amp is just a box that makes sounds when you plug a guitar in. But the question is, what's in the box? And to answer that question, you have to know you need three elements to amplify a guitar. You need the preamp, the power amp, and the speaker. Basically, the little box of yours that makes sounds contains those three elements. So what are those three elements? Let's start with the preamp. His role is to preamplify the guitar sound. Yeah, pretty obvious. But what is preamplification? Basically, it's a bunch of electronic stuff, so I'm not gonna go deep into that, but the gist of it is that the sound that comes out of your guitar cannot be used as is. It needs to be transformed and modified, and that's what we call the preamplification. And the role of the preamp is really, really important because it's that little piece of technology that will shape the sound of your guitar. If you want a sound with more bass or more treble or a little bit of distortion, then this is the role of the preamp. It's what this guy's gonna do. So whenever you hear a great guitar sound, it's as much the preamp as the guitar that makes that great guitar sound. So once this little guy has done its work, the signal can be used, and it's gonna be used by the power amp. And the power amp is just basically one big volume button. You turn it up and it goes louder. That's it. It will probably have a tiny bit of incidence on the sound, but not much. We don't want as much modification as with the preamp. The power amp just basically makes it louder. And then the signal from the power amp goes through the speaker that will transform the electrical signal into an acoustic signal, sound wave in space. Because if you don't have a speaker, you just have electricity, and that's bad in your ears. That sucks. So those three elements are absolutely needed to make a sound with a guitar. Preamp to prepare the signal and change it into something beautiful. Power amp to make it louder, and speaker so that we can hear it. However, there's a bit more stuff that can go around or in between all those stuff. So, for example, we can talk about guitar effects, stuff like chorus, delay, reverb, and stuff like this. Those will have a very big impact on the sound of the guitar. Once again, they will modify it. However, those are not really an amp. They can change stuff, but it's more of an addition to a guitar amp than something in a guitar amp. So we're not going to talk about those today. It will be a part of another video. We can also talk about something you might have heard, which are guitar amps with multiple channels. What are those? Well, basically, it's when you want different sounds with the same amp, you put different preamp in them. It's a bit more complicated in truth, but the gist of it is that you have different preamp and you can switch preamps so that you can have maybe one preamp for a clean sound, a clear sound, a beautiful clean sound, another one for a raw distortion. That's basically what happens when you switch your overdrive mode on your amp. You switch preamp. So that's pretty much it. The three elements: preamp, power amp, speaker, and you can make sound or noise with your guitar depending on what you play. However, they are not always in a simple little box. So let's go to the second part of this video to see the different form factors of a guitar amp. Your mind is something that looks like this. And you are indeed right, this is a guitar amp. However, it's not the only kind of guitar amp, so we have to be a bit more precise about the name, and this is what we call a combo. Because it's a combination of a preamp